Whenever we bite into a delight, we often wish we could make something like this at home. This is why I, Namita Sood from Momdaughterbakes, bring you some easy, delectable, healthy bakery recipes. So be the chef in the new normal. Bake fantastic items at home and don't let your family miss that delicious cake, fresh pizzas, hot brownies, and muffins.
Hi everyone, today we are going to bake the most delicious loved baked dessert by everyone, the chocolatey fudgy brownies. Traditional classic brownies are fudgy, dense, chocolatey and have a glorious crinkly top. Today we are going to make them some twisted versions of chocolate brownies. Let's note down the ingredients for the cream cheese chocolate brownies. 2 eggs, butter 130 grams, 1 teaspoon cocoa powder, 200 grams dark chocolate. Chocolate should be of a good quality, finely chopped or coarsely chopped. Milk around 50 grams. This milk can be varied, it should be warm milk. Sugar around 110 grams, the powdered sugar or custard sugar. Then for toppings we can use walnuts, chocolate ganache, peanut chocolate butter, white ganache and of course the cream cheese for the cream cheese chocolate brownies. First step is to gather all the ingredients. That's very important step in baking. First take out all the ingredients from the fridge and bring them to the room temperature. If they are not at the room temperature, then wait some time before baking. Then
melt butter and chocolate in microwave or over gas stove, in a double boiler or indirectly heating by keeping the container over a bowl of water on gas burner.
After you gather all the ingredients at room temperature, set the oven at 160 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes. It's very important to preheat the oven. And then the next step was melting butter and chocolate. Then we will take the eggs. The eggs has to be broken in one stroke, otherwise there will be shells in the batter. To avoid the shells, it is always better to break them in one stroke. To this eggs we will add sugar, and blend it. If you have an electric blender, it's good. If you don't have an electric blender, you can blend it with a hand whisk. It doesn't matter. This should be the consistency of eggs and sugar mixture. It should be frothy. Now to this mixture, we will add the melted. To the egg sugar mixture, we will add butter and chocolate melted and whisk it again for a minute. Very important to sieve the flour. It is very important to get that evenness, and you will remove any lumps if it is present there. So we will sieve flour and cocoa powder together to make a smooth dry ingredients. Whenever you are baking, don't avoid this step, otherwise that lumps may be formed sometime. Now we will fold the dry mixture into the batter in batches. Never put all the flour or the dry ingredients together into the batter, otherwise it will form a lump. Hold it very gently. We don't want to spoil the air that we have formed. And have you noticed we don't use baking powder in brownies? Why? Because it is not cake. It has to be dense, and baking powder gives it a spongy flavor. We don't want that. All the flour we have mixed nicely into the batter. We do not see any white streak of the flour. After we have incorporated all the flour into it, we will adjust the consistency of the batter by adding milk. It's not necessary to add all the milk to the batter. That you will understand by the feel of it. So you may add half, you may add little more than half, whatever you feel. When you feel that the consistency is the right, I'll just show you what the consistency should look like. So after I added the milk, the batter should look like this. This should be this. Now we have to make the cream cheese brownies. We will divide the batter into two parts. I have already lined a 7x7 baking dish with the parchment paper. It's important to line in brownies with the parchment paper, and the parchment paper should be little bigger than the baking dish, so that when you take it out, it's easy to pick it out. We will first put one layer of the batter in the baking dish. And some cream cheese frosting. Look how yummy it is looking. And then another layer of the batter, so that you get, when you cut it, you get cream cheese inside the brownies. And to decorate it with some cream cheese on the top, we can put some dollops of cream cheese on top and make swirls with a fork to give it such a beautiful look. My oven is already preheated at 160 degrees centigrade, and I'll put it in the oven to be baked at around for 30 to 40 minutes, or till. In this brownie, we have to be very careful that we don't want a toothpick to come out neatly, because it should be something gooey. It is not a cake. So when you feel that it is cooked enough, after 30 to 35 minutes, we can take it out. And it is very important to understand your oven. Maybe I'm saying 160 degrees centigrade for 35 to 40 minutes. Your oven might take 45 minutes, your oven might take 30 minutes, your oven might take 35 minutes, or you may bake it at 170. So understanding your oven is a very important part of baking. It might be that two ovens of the same brand, exactly the same make, but then also they behave differently. So once you start understanding your oven, then you can adjust all the baking timings and the temperature of the baked products. So now we are going to put it in the oven. So I have got these small brownie disposable bake and serve molds, and I'll just put some in this and show you how you can decorate it with different toppings. So we can put some walnuts in one. in one I can put some chocolate ganache and make some swirls. And similarly, you can just have hundreds of ideas what to top it with. Maybe salted caramel, peanut butter, or whatever you like it. So enjoy your brownies till it is baked. I'll show you how it looks after it is being baked. Now the second type of brownies that we are going to do are not the traditional, but for those who don't eat egg. These are eggless brownie, and moreover they are made of wheat flour. So those who want to avoid the white flour or the maida can really make these brownies and enjoy them. So let's get started. So for the eggless wheat brownie, we need whole wheat flour around 85 grams, cocoa powder around 30 grams, powdered or caster sugar around 90 grams, baking powder around 3/4 teaspoon, warm milk around 125 grams, vanilla essence 1 teaspoon, melted butter 50 grams. Nutella, we can use 3 tablespoons of Nutella or more if you want. That depends how chocolatey you want it to be. Let's start making the whole wheat eggless brownie with Nutella. Eggless wheat brownies are very easy to make but most delicious ones. So first of all, we will sift the flour, whole wheat flour, along with cocoa powder, baking powder. We sift all the dry ingredients together so that they are mixed evenly and there are no lumps. So it is very important part to sifting of the dry ingredients. Please don't avoid this step. Many people start avoiding this step and then they don't get the desired result which you are looking for. And also one thing very important to note is don't try to change the ingredients, like if you want to use something in place of other thing, because these are tried tested recipes, and if you really change it and you don't get the desired result, then don't blame anyone. And then we will mix the sugar into this. Mix them nicely so that there are no lumps. In another bowl, take the melted butter, the warm milk, vanilla essence, whisk them with a hand blender till everything is blended smoothly. And add a teaspoon and add a tablespoon of Nutella to it, and again whisk it nicely. You want to add more of Nutella, you can. Now, eggless baking is actually very easy once you know how to use the ingredients, because not much of blending is needed in eggless baking. Now we will just add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and mix everything nicely. See the texture and the consistency of the batter. It is very easy. Just mix them nicely and see that there are no lumps. And then we will take a baking dish 8 by 8, line it with a parchment paper like we did in the other brownie, a little bigger than the mold, so that when you lift it up, it is easy to take out the brownies. Pour all the batter into the mold. You want to add walnuts to it, you can add, but I would like it to top it with swirls of Nutella. It looks very pretty, delicious and drooling. It just gives it a nice chocolatey look. We will put some dollops of Nutella on the top of the batter. We will make some swirls of Nutella, and so beautiful it will look. You can add as much Nutella as you want and make these swirls. Now put it in a preheated oven at around 170 degrees centigrade for about 25 to 30 minutes or till you find it's done. Look at these brownies, chocolate brownies which have got no other topping with it, but do you see these crinkled tops? That's the what the brownie should look like. That's the crinkly top, and when it's quite cold enough so we can also cut it. These are some brownies which I have baked in smaller bake and serve containers. This I had topped with some Nutella, but I can see these beautiful cracks in the chocolate brownie. And this is with walnuts. Again you can see these beautiful crinkled top. So this is how your brownie should look like. Let me show you the wheat brownie that we made, the eggless one with Nutella. I had made these swirls of Nutella. Look at how beautiful it is looking. Nobody can say it is eggless and made of wheat. Now once it is cool, the brownies are cool. If it's not cool properly, keep it in the fridge for overnight before cutting it. Brownies you should cut only when it's quite cold. So don't be in a hurry to cut it. If you really want small portions, you can always make them in these molds so that there is no mess when cutting it. Now we are going to cut these brownies. Brownies should be hard enough, so keep it in fridge before cutting it. Don't cut it when it is warm. And when you want to eat it, you can always warm it so that the chocolate inside melts. Normally the brownie size is 2 by 2 or whatever size you want, you can cut it. I am cutting it just to show you how you can make different toppings with brownies.